Hey guys, welcome to Scientific Gamers. This is Jeremy Wagoner. I'm bringing you an abstract review of Nioh, which is essentially a 5-minute or less video. Tomorrow will be uploaded a full, about 15-minute long video of Nioh. This is just for those people that want a quick analysis to see if they should jump in and buy. Alright, thank you guys, let's get to it. Nioh is an action RPG that is heavily inspired by the Souls series, Diablo, and Team Ninja's prior pedigree of games. Team Ninja and other divisions of Koei Tecmo over a period of a decade attempt to produce a very ambitious game in the veins of many influences with their own unique approach. The story revolves around William, who is a Western samurai-ish warrior that had his guardian spirit stolen from him and pursues the antagonist to Japan that stole it from him. Much like the Souls series, Nioh delivers a game with high difficulty where you are expected to die several times until you master an enemy area. The gameplay is a combination of fast-paced hack-and-slash gameplay like in Ninja Gaiden and the calculated tactics of the Souls series. Nioh adds their own version of a stamina bar called a ki bar that serves as your currency to attack, block, and dodge. After expending some of your ki, you could actually recover it with a well-timed button push called a ki pulse. In addition, you could actually see the enemy's ki bar at all times, and you should work to deplete it so you can do some critical damage. There are several melee weapon classes that all play differently and have their own leveling systems and skill trees. Different combat stances exist that can be changed at any moment during battles that affect how much damage you deliver versus how much agility you have to escape danger. Outside of combat, there is a deep RPG system in place where you can level up your character's stats, modify skill trees, work towards prestige points, blacksmithing, conquering side missions, and twilight missions for better loot, managing combos, and much more. This game is super in-depth. Mission design is more linear with big areas with a labyrinth-like network where you'll have to unlock doors, find shortcuts, defeat enemies, collect items, and conclude the level in a boss fight. The story is generally told through cutscenes between levels, item pickups, and atmosphere. The gameplay overall in this genre is absolutely masterful, balancing hack-and-slash aggressive gameplay with conservative, calculated tactics with more challenging enemies. This is largely due to the dynamic attack stances and more control over your ki/stamina. Additionally, having a variety of weapons that play and feel different adds to the great gameplay. Boss fights are of the game's best moments. I have to say though, after the first few hours of the game, after you defeat a boss called Hino Enma, the difficulty overall seems to decline. As your confidence in the game's mechanics grow, I don't really feel that the game scales to accommodate the fact that you're becoming better as a player, and if anything, the new enemies they introduce just become easier over time. Also, even though the game encourages the use of many weapon types, skills, and attack stances, I personally never found the need to in the main story. I primarily stayed in just one stance and I used one weapon throughout the entire game, but that's not to say though, for those that really like deep customization and deep systems, this game has a near infinite amount of combinations for you to play with. And the masochists out there that really want that tough challenges, there are Twilight missions, sub-missions, and New Game Plus. Nioh boasts a Diablo-like loot system that's absolutely rewarding when you finally overcome that boss that's been kicking your teeth in for the last hour. Loot primarily comes in 3 different categories: weapons, armors, and consumables. In addition, they all have a RNG-like effect to them, where 2 identical weapons can have completely different stats. Therefore, 2 identical swords or pieces of armor will have different stats, which allows deeper customization of your character overall. However, with all these deep systems including skill trees, weapon and armor RNGs, prestige points, all of these things come together, newcomers to this genre will likely be incredibly overwhelmed in combination with the very steep learning curve that comes with the combat system. However, once you do learn the systems and all the deep RPG mechanics that are in place, you want this to be in every single game going forward in this genre. One final minor gripe that's largely irrelevant when matched up against the stellar gameplay is that the visuals of this game, as well as the storytelling, are just okay to mediocre. That said, the only way you should play Nioh is in what's called action mode, where you'll have a stable 60 frames per second with a variable resolution to meet that demand. Even with all of its shortcomings, they're largely irrelevant when you take into account the amazing combat system and deep RPG systems in Nioh. Like I alluded to before, this is a tough recommendation for newcomers to the genre, as the game is perhaps the easiest overall difficulty in combat after the initial learning curve, but the most complex RPG systems to date will likely scare off or frustrate newcomers. Nioh will undoubtedly serve as the new minimum for games in the challenging action RPG genre going forward, and I can't wait to see how Nioh shapes the future of this fantastic genre. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching my first ever upload review. Please stay tuned and like, comment, and subscribe for future content. Thank you so much, guys.